All right. Welcome to my deep work room, a space which is designed for focus, flow, and creativity. I'm going to walk you in and just observe how it's designed. Please come. So, the first aspect is I want to make sure that the room is closed because we have done some soundscaping work, and the idea is to eliminate the external sound as maximum as possible. To our observation, we have been able to reduce the noise from almost 90 to 95%, and it has made a huge impact in the way my thinking happens. So the inspiration behind deep work room comes from my personal experience of studying in a space which is just next door, a room which would have a lot of external noise coming in, and I would tend to get a little cheerified, little frustrated, little irritated while doing my work. And I would often notice when I would be in the hills, in the Pahad, in the Maharajpur, my focus would shoot up to the next level. And the same Varun who was studying in this other room and the same Varun who was studying at the Pahad, there was a difference in my creativity and flow. I started asking myself as questions. What is it the difference that space is making that I'm not able to get in over that space, the previous space? And that, as a scientist in me, led to the quest to decode the impact spaces have on us. And that's where the inspiration started, and I created the first deep work room for my own self. I would like to also talk about a concept called pleomorphism, which was the foundation of my quest. This concept talks about that a cell in a body transforms itself according to the environment it gets. I started to apply the same concept into the space design also. Maybe I started to feel that I started to explore that maybe it also impacts the way my brain reacts to the situation. As I dive deep further and further and further, my conviction with the power of space became very, very powerful. Obviously, with my exploration, I got into the Make Space book, which is designed, written by Stanford University. I also got into deep work as a book itself by Cal Newport and a lot of other stuff. And my quest led to start another initiative called Uzoo Spaces. And at Uzoo Spaces, we realized that it's important that humanity focuses on the importance of space design, especially when it comes to our academic quest and professional work. What happens is today, if you look at the spaces which are designed for studies and some deep work at homes and different places, they're little casually designed. With almost 20 places that I have personally been, with my friends and family, I realized one thing which is the most casual is the study room of individuals. And that is probably one of the most important aspect as we are growing in the journey called life. So वहाँ से that's where the inspiration came in, and I thought I'll dive deep into this and create as an offering of deep work room as one of the first initiative of Uzoo Spaces. While we were designing this space, initially it was with the intent of making it as a studio where I would conduct my online classes. But as I started diving deep into the needs of it and my own personal, journey, we evolved the concept of this space not just for studio but also as a deep work room. So today I use this for two aspects. Number one, for my own deep work room, where I use it for deep work, individual working, when I want to read deeply, when I want to synthesize information deeply, and when I want to really create things and think deeply. So this is a space that enables me to do that. Other thing is I would love to go to the Pahad and do that also, but this space really in the city helps me do that. Other is obviously to record. So you'll see there are three different rooms or rather three different frames. This one is the corporate frame where we use this for anything which is where you want to have a tone of the recording which is a little corporate style. So this the designer Utsav, you know, gave this as a theme called the corporate theme. Then we have another theme called the color blast, where we want to have creativity oozing out, the inorganic structures coming out. So there's a little color blast where we want to, have a little playful recordings. So this is the color blast room, and we also have three different combinations of furnitures, so we can play around with them. And this is something called the customized wall. So we can use it as a green screen also. We can use it to keep the screen monitor, which we are planning to get very soon, and also any other way like some display or whatever. So this is like a customized wall. So we have three combinations multiplied by three different furniture. So basically 9 different permutation and combination. Now, this is my study space, and this is where I work. So, if I look at it, this really helps me, dive deep into able to read better, listen better while I'm taking any online courses or doing my own studies, and actually think better. And um, the most important aspect is the sound. There's almost negligible sound coming in here, and there are other elements which are at force, at play, which is making this more conducive for creativity, flow, and learnings. Now, as I conclude this video, I'd like to just talk about the recent book that I authored called The Focused Environment. The Focused Environment actually came for my quest of these exploration, and I discovered there are 13 elements that forms the foundation of a deep work room. I'd encourage you to read that book, which is very, very powerful. And also that if I really have to audit this room with those 13 elements, I think I would give it 72 at this current moment. We're constantly evolving, and as my journey towards better learning and observation is increasing, I'm an ongoing explorer and evolving things ongoingly. So all the best to me and to us and whoever is in this quest of decoding the power of deep work room. If anyone who's inspired by this video and feels have a knack to do something around this, let's come together and build something together. I invite you to connect with me. Otherwise, yes, this is my deep work room, a place, a playful space for learning, thinking, creating, and teaching. Thank you.